Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? Welcome to part two. We're just waiting for Dale Nichols to click on, the voice of hardcore pay-per-view. Women love him, men want to be him. Yeah, you were saying, Dale.
I'm back.
You're back. You were saying, mate, what are you drinking there, you?
Some orange squash.
You put some timber on, Dale, since you last come here, haven't you?
You said that last time I come there and all.
Yeah, you're a big. What are you? 6'4"?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big lump. What do you weigh about now? 18 club.
Just over 16.
Oh, so you're not in Eddie Hills's league then for weight?
Yeah, he's lost a little bit of weight, to be fair to him.
17.4 in it this week.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm less than that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Eddie's not that slim then, is he?
I'd still fight at cruiser.
What about Eddie beating that Parsons in a 5 kilometre race? What's all that about? Were they going to death, pair of them? What is all that? Some little stumpy bloke with a beard chasing around some bloke with a toupee on. What is all that? I don't get that, do you, Dale?
There's nothing that man can't do. We've gone over his list before, haven't we?
Yeah. What do you think about Eddie at the moment? Is he on rack?
Well, he was.
Is he on Skid Row?
He was dishing out his schedule the other day, weren't he? And to be honest, it's not too bad for the rest of the year.
You hear that, Dale? You hear it? What is it?
What?
Ice cream man, can you hear it? 2 seconds. The deal's going. Not my turn to pay, you see. You! Hell of a 99. Get me a 99. I can't even wash my car when I ask. Ash, I'm complaining. We're supposed to be on 3 car ballots a week, aren't we, me and Kev? Can't remember last time I had one. All right, Mona. If Joshua doesn't get a decent fight in the next 2 weeks, if they don't make him a decent fight, do you see him in Eddie Hills falling out? Because I don't think he's delivering for him, you know. I think he's fragile. What do you think, Dale?
I'm not too sure this is Eddie Hearn driven or Eddie Hills driven. I do genuinely think this is Joshua trying to rebuild.
Rebuild? How's he going to rebuild it?
I think even just from a commercial perspective as well. He's had 2 fights this year, you know, one against Jermaine Franklin in a stinker, one against Dillian White that was scheduled, and then obviously it was Hellenius at the last minute. Both of them have been in arenas. Now, Joshua's fought in stadiums for years. You know, the first obviously it's going back to Vladimir at the start of 17, but then he fought Takam in Cardiff, he fought Parker in Cardiff, he fought Povetkin at Wembley. I know he went over to the States and against Ruiz and then he fought in Saudi, but whenever he's fought in the UK, he's been fighting in stadiums. So they obviously don't back him to be doing 60 to 70,000 tickets.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I don't think he does that anyway now because what it is, you see, man. You know, when you get beat at something, when you carried his own, didn't he, for a few years. Once you get beat, you lose half your fans anyway. They go straight away. They're gone. And then once they see what they're serving up since, well, Franklin and Hellenius, people are going to switch off, aren't they? You're not going to want to watch that. Them sort of guys that the Dave Allen level, aren't they? You know, that sort of level, aren't they? They shouldn't be with Joshua then. If we put Dave Allen in with him or Hellenius, you couldn't have complained if David had fought him because he's as good as Hellenius, wasn't he, really? I think. Dave Allen went over there and flogged him, Hellenius, sparring in Finland. Flogged him, mate. So why couldn't they give Dave a run out and get him a few quid? He's had enough paydays off him, hasn't he? That's how I look at it anyway. I thought they could have given Dave a farewell It's look, get your sin off because you're going to get hurt if you hang around sport. Well, why not? He'd have took that fight for a couple $100 money against Femi. You're telling me Alinius got much more? He'll have took that for opportunity, won't they? He wouldn't have got more than $500,000. What do you think?
What, how much do we think Joshua was paid for Hellenius?
No. What do you think
Oh,
Alinius got? He'd have got $500,000 money straight away easy.
possibly. I
He
think.
would have got a mill for that. Femi only got 2.5, didn't he?
Yeah, I think half a mil being so late notice, they would have known that they need him to save the show. He probably wouldn't have
Well, why didn't they
negotiated
give Dave
for that.
Allen and give him 250 or something?
Because he's
Hey?
British based, so he's more known to the audience. If you bring in someone foreign, it's got that different feeling to it of, oh, we could quite, he could win, but you can measure someone at British, that's British, you can measure what level they're at, but you can wash people's opinions if they're coming from overseas of
Yeah,
what
but it
level
was
they're
all right
at.
for Dave Allen to get in with Luis Ortiz while Joshua's in with Eric in Molina, when it should have really been Dave Allen against Molina, and Luis Ortiz, who at the time was a WBA interim champion, and he was ranked #1 with the WBA. So why couldn't they put him in with Joshua instead of Dave Allen going in with Ortiz? Wrong.
They were trying, I think, thinking back, they were trying to get Vladimir originally, weren't they? And then Vladimir was pushing back, saying it weren't long enough preparation time.
He did though in the end, didn't he? He did
And then
fight
he
Vladimir.
wouldn't fight if the WBA that he wanted the WBA title on the line as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
So
well,
Joshua fought for a WBA title that was vacant.
Yeah.
He fought Charlie Martin for the IBF, who won it by default when it was vacant. And then the WBO title, he won off Parker, who'd beat Ruiz for a vacant title and then defended against Hughie Fury. And there's many people that thought he lost both those fights.
Yeah.
So what does that make Joshua as a champion, really?
Well, his CV's pish. If you look at his CV, who was he took belts off? Charlie Martin, pish. Vladimir, it was all vacant, weren't they? Oh, what other one? Parker, pish. That's it. All Fury's belts, really, technically, weren't they? Technically. If we want to split hairs, they were Tyson's belt. They got him off Tyson, didn't they, by hook or crook? They got the belts, didn't they? And well, they got the IBF and they started taking them off him, didn't they, one by one? No. His run's pish. It's one of the worst runs ever. He'll never go into Hall of Fame with a run like that. No, never. I don't know how they're going to find a slot for him in Hall of Fame. Do you?
I wouldn't put any of the heavyweights in this era in the Hall of Fame other than Usyk, but that's only for his cruiserweight achievements. I think if he goes and beats Tyson like I expect, I think then that's a worthy run at heavyweight as well, because he's giving away so much size to come up and beat Joshua and then beat Tyson and have mopped up the belts. I think that's pretty credible as well, on top of what he's done.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I tend to agree with you on that. But I think if Usyk retires now, I still think he's got a Hall of Fame career because he's got European, World Olympic gold, undisputed cruiserweight, unified heavyweight. He's 20-0, beat everybody, and he don't need to fight again. Usyk, if he wants his legacy. Do you agree, Dale?
Yeah, I think, to be honest, Porky, I think you'd stick him in the Hall of Fame just for icing Tony Bellew anyway.
Tony Bellew is still dining out on that icing. Whenever people talk about Usyk, he waxes lyrical about him, doesn't he? Like, oh, he beats everybody. He's like a killer. He loves the fact that Usyk done him in, doesn't he? And when anybody says, oh, Usyk's beatable, Tony like rides to his defence, doesn't he? Usyk, he's like that, isn't he, on his steed? Whoa, now Usyk's unbeatable. He's getting it all that, isn't he? What do you think?
Apart from when he fought Del Boy and Dave Caldwell and Tony Bellew were saying that Del Boy beat him.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember him at the side of the ring, jumping up and down like banshees? Caldwell there, like a little key ring on Tony's belt. Tony there, remember it? I remember it, yeah.
I remember it, yeah. It was on Halloween, weren't it? It was 3 years ago because it was behind closed doors. And I just remember Dave Caldwell doing this big speech on Twitter the next morning, basically saying, I've rewatched here and Usyk won, and I got carried away on the night. Proper backtrack.
Sunday sermon with Caldwell, and Monday Mass with Sam Jones. I remember it. I like Sam Jones's Monday Mass. He's a Monday Mass man, Sam, but Caldwell's a Sunday sermon man, isn't he? Caldwell likes to get his interviews done, doesn't he, before he goes for a Sunday roast. I'm a bit like that myself, Dave, but I don't have Yorkshire pudding, just that mash and veg mixed up with a bit of gravy, kid. Still loved up, Dale.
Yep.
How many kids you got now?
Just the one.
Just the one, no more coming.
No.
They nearly killed you just having one, did it, Dale?
Yeah.
Oh, hospital trips and that you had to go through and all that nearly killed you, man, didn't it?
Yeah, that's enough for me now. I'm 31 years old. I don't need sleepless nights at my age.
Never to sleep in the same bed as your wife again. Already, eh? Join the club on that one, mate. I've been there. Pop, bang, although I've not been married. Are you married, Dale?
No, I'm not.
Don't get married, they take her off.
Well, that's one I wanted to ask you, actually. That was it. As we're into the end of the year, there's two questions I've got for you. Right. And that's your knockout of the year and your UK fighter of the year.
Knockout of the year is Boone Gardner, Terry Harper. But that last year, though.
Could have been longer than that.
I think it might be, yeah. Let me think. Knockout of the year.
Mine's Zhang against Joyce.
Which one, first or second?
The first. I mean the second, sorry. The second.
I'm going to go for the first one because everybody was shocked because everybody was scared to death of Joyce's bone density, weren't we? We were all scared in our beds at night. We wouldn't even leave the buildings we live in because of you, Sam Jones. With all them scary bone density stories you told us about. Pop, bang. Sam Jones, can't you think of something a bit better to come out with on Twitter than Joan Joyce wins world title because his bone density is 6 times stronger than average man? Think of something else. Can't you say it's because his braids in his hair are neater than David Hayes or something? What do you think to Sam Jones coming out? He's nothing to even do with Joe Joyce Juggernaut, man, is he? Hey, Sam Jones, stop being a little more a remora fish. That's what you are, a remora fish.
You'll bring me up to speed on this one, because I'm sure when he turned over, he was under David A, weren't he?
No, I thought it was Richard Schaefer, wasn't it, at the beginning, when he turned pro.
What did David A have to do with him then?
A-maker. I don't know what A-maker is something to do with Richard Schaefer. Listen, at the end of the day, whoever Joe Joyce is with, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. The geezer's pushing 39. He's a big stiff. You know what I mean? And he just lost the only thing he had going for himself. And you know what that was? His chin. He's now a bit weak around the beard, as Steve Wellens keeps saying. That's his saying, isn't it? Wellens, weak around the beard. You notice? That used to be Big Ron's saying, Steve. You nicked it.
UK Fighter of the Year.
UK Fighter of the Year, Maxie Hughes. Even though he got beat in his last fight.
I'm going Lee Wood.
Who?
Lee Wood.
Lee Wood. Yeah, well, I'm going to go Maxie Hughes anyway, because he's from Donny. And I like him, even though he got robbed in his last fight. If it were an Eddie Hearn fight, it'd be a robbery. I thought he got robbed, Maxie, did you?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So Maxie Hughes and female fighter at year. Obviously, Natasha Jonas is going to easily win that. But one that should have won it, and she did, Sandy Ryan. I thought that were a shafting as well. She got shafted, didn't she?
Well, I think obviously they've got another fight coming a couple of weeks, but probably Chantel Cameron if she can beat Taylor again.
Chantel Cameron, you reckon, yeah?
I think so, yeah, because Katie Taylor is like, the invincible Katie Taylor. She had a few gifts along the way, but obviously Chantel had to beat her 7 rounds to 3 just to get the nod.
You'll have to beat her again just to be free of her, won't she? I mean, that's how bad it is now. You've got to do it champion twice, haven't you? And be comfortable. You know, I mean, Hills is just cashing her out. If she wins again, though, could you stomach any more Katie Taylor fights? I couldn't. It's overkill now, isn't it? Do you think?
It's done. She'll have a swan song probably
I
back
don't want to
home in
see it. I don't
Ireland.
want to see her no more, mate. To be honest, she's a strange looking woman anyway for me. Like strange looking oddball. Not my cup of tea. She's not a bird that you'd have pinned up on a poster in your bedroom if you were 15, is she? Right.
Are any women boxers?
Well, would it be Ariana Grande or Katie Taylor? Or would you have on your wall if you were 15, Dale?
You should be asking the Gad this.
The Gad. What's happened to the Gad lately, Dale? Tell me. Has he lost plot?
He's worse than ever now, isn't he? He's worse than ever. I mean, he's
You think he's unbearable, Dale?
I mean, the rocking up to press conferences on Harley Davidsons,
What?
rocking up to press conferences on Harley Davidsons. I mean, come on,
Is that what he's been doing?
that's what he's been doing, yeah.
Can't believe it.
What was it that you put up the other day where he's been saying that? Oh, it's that clip again, weren't it? Where her legs are ever so strong, isn't they?
Ellie Brooke. Ellie Brooke it was, wasn't it? That the girl behind the advertising board is when he jumped over. That one. Yeah, that's the one where he says, "You've got powerful thighs." That one, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the tattoo one? Oh, that was ebony, wasn't it? So basically, Gad, his chat-up lines are not like a normal man's chat-up lines, are they? Or a breaking the ice kind of line. You know how he talks? It's not. You know, if you were a bird and you'd been out for a drink with your mates and he came over to you, the Gad, and he said, "Your legs look very powerful." What would you say if you were with your bird, Dale? You were saying that about your bird. Would you go roadman on him, Dale?
Yeah, I don't know what I'd say, to be honest. We're just a fucking freak show.
You don't
We need
know
to be.
what you say. You defend your missus as on you. You're on about my bird's thighs. Yes, you go to the gym, you grab him like that, and you get that mop. You just pluck that, pluck it like a boxing chicken, and you just let him go. You've got it all in, you're plucked in your hand. That's what you don't want to do to him. It's best if they get them when they've got really thin in there and they're losing it. It comes out easier. Gant would have to rag him, wouldn't it? Because it looks thick, doesn't it? Get him really tight. Boston Stranglehold and pluck him.
Like a Buxted chicken. Pop, pop, bang.
Last
I bet
question.
Bernard Matthews turned around and said, "Beautiful, that pork. Beautiful."
Last one, because it looks like we're going to get Eubank Ben on the 27th of Jan.
27th of Jan now.
It's looking like that, yeah.
What about 17th of Feb? Is that Usyk Fury? That's what I was saying this morning, 17th of Feb. Some names, some dates banded about. Listen, Conor Ben is not fighting this year then. So that means they've got all the rest of this year to chip away at the board, haven't they?
Who wins?
Eubank wins by knockout very comfortably. Too big, too strong. He wouldn't have won last time, but they messed about with all his weight, didn't they? They wouldn't let him rehydrate. This time he can rehydrate, so I don't see him being in any danger. I think it'd be pretty straightforward for him. Really. Did you see that fight against that last guy Ben fought? Come on, they were no Eubank, were he? Couldn't get him out there, could he?
Where were the power, Conor Ben? Where were the power in your last fight when you went to Florida? Where were that roadman power? Yeah. Weren't there, were it? Why's that?
Oh, did you forget to take your spinach like your Popeye? We know, don't we? We know what went on there, don't we? We know what went on there. What do you think about English coming out with Harlem Eubank in tow, calling out Conor Ben? You think he's just trying to gate crash it because younger Eubank, Chris, has got rid of Dad? Do you think?
Yeah, I don't know what's sort of going on there, to be honest. He's just trying to get a little bit of publicity for him, and like get a bit of traction behind him because he's as good as a nobody, really.
Yeah, it's not good, is it, mate? Not good at all. Okay. Right. Mick Hennessy. I like Mick Hennessy. What do you see Sky doing with Mick? Do you see him phasing Ben Shalom out and giving Mick them dates? Because there's a lot of people in the industry reckon that Mick Henderson's due a break. What do you think? Do you think he'd do a better job than Ben? I do.
You hit the nail on the head the other day. There should be awarding exclusivity to anybody. There should, there shouldn't be awarding exclusivity to anybody. What Sky need to do is just get a pool of promoters and they bid for the dates. They put forward proposed fights, a proposed card, and Sky will either go green light, yep, you've got this date, and that's it, and that's the way it should work. Because Ben Shalom isn't delivering at all. The top rank stuff. They've done a couple of UK shows, but the majority are over in the States. Nobody cares. Nobody's staying up till that time in the morning. Ben Shalom has done 2 UK male world title fights in 2 years. Simple as that.
I know Amir Khan and Kell Brook and all other ones.
Wasn't for a world title, was it? So he had a Coley and then in a stinker, and he had a Coley against Billum Smith, didn't he?
How many world titles has he put on then?
2.
Two male world titles, and he's put 3 pay-per-views on, but none of them were for a title.
Khan, Brook, and then Smith Eubank twice, yeah.
So that's garbage then. They're just pension fights, and the 2 world title fights are Coley and Billum Smith. That was shite.
Yeah.
And what were the other one?
It was a Coley and a dog shit defence.
Oh, I remember that one, yeah. And that's it. Oh, Ben Shalom. Collect your cards, son. Don't pass go. Will not collect 200. Go now while you can. While you've still got a bit of pride. Yeah, I think he's on Skid Row in Ben now. He's just hanging about in it now, just overing up crumbs. Do you think they'll?
That's pretty much the Zone's model, though, isn't it? Really, they've pretty much hoovered up anything that the mainstream broadcasters haven't wanted.
Yeah, there's that as well, isn't there? Does it make you unhappy?
I think on the whole, boxing's just in a mess anyway this year. You've got Frank Warren and Eddie Hills who won't work with each other, and then you've got a third dimension to it, which is Adrian Mole, aka Ben Shalom, who also is in the mix, and none of them are working with each other to get fights on.
Yeah. You know, for a moment there, Dale, I thought you'd grown your hair at back. Are you still smoking around in that Focus?
No, I've had to change it, I've had to get rid of it, unfortunately.
Why?
Need something a bit more family friendly.
Oh, you've not gone for a Ford Galaxy, have you, Dale?
Go for a Cougar.
You haven't, have you? They're not bad, them, actually, Dale.
It's nifty, but it ain't a Focus.
But for Doggy, back and Babby.
That's it.
What next? Goldfish. Do you know how it starts, Dale? This is how it starts. You end up with Cougar and Kid, then you end up with something a bit bigger then, and twins. And then you know what happens, don't you? You have to come out of work for 9 months to get used to it, Kid, and you push Pram out the street. And then after a few months of pushing it, and you're walking around your way you live, your mates will start calling you grease neck. And they go, what are you calling me grease neck for? They'll say, every time we see you pushing that pram, you're like, ah. You know, like I used to be with mine, pushing him like, oh, it's ball ache, isn't it? Pushing him in a pram, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it is, mate, isn't it? Okay, then we'll finish off on this then. Is John Fury going to have a fight next year in the ring or on the hard road? Yes or no?
No.
Don't you think he's ever going to have a fight? Is he just going to talk about it?
I mean, well, there's no footage, there's no proof, there's no evidence that he's ever had a fight outside the ring.
He might have backhanded a few though, Dale, has he? Good on it. Hey?
Prove us wrong.
I don't know, he went on one True Geordie, didn't he? And he said that he had a big bag of drugs, 3 bottles of whiskey and 4 brass a night, didn't he? That's what he said on one True Geordie. Then I've seen him the other day saying he'd never had drugs in his life. So I don't know if he just says things to take piss out of the interviewer. They can't last great in bed, can he, JP? No. Okay. Billy Joe, is he coming back? Yes or no?
Slated for January, innit? But I mean, what a waste that's going to be.
Well, he's just missed 2.5 years of his peak years. Just like Fury's missed all his peak years, really, didn't he? Do you see Fury, Dale? This is a good one. Do you see Fury swerving this Usyk fight and going for Ngannou?
I can see it, yeah.
I can see it, yeah. I can see that. It's the safest bet for him to get a win on board after a poor performance. But it'd be the safest bet for Joshua as well. That's why they're queuing up for it, isn't it, now? Because they don't want to test the centre, do they? I don't hear anybody calling out an hard fight, out of pair of them.
It'd be sad for boxing that if Fury did fight Ngannou again, they'll justify it quite comfortably, and he's probably going to get paid around probably get paid more maybe for the Ngannou fight, which says it all really. But it's now or never, I think, for this undisputed dream. It is now or never. We're either going to get it in the next 6 months, or we won't ever get it under the watch of Tyson Fury.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right there, mate. You might be right. You might be exactly right. Right, that's about it, kid. I'm going to get off. Have you got all you want to add?
We've covered everything. I won't leave it too long next time. I'll be back.
Oh, you're back. You're trying to get it commissioned, are you, on that spare slot with question mark there? You wanting it? You and Max the breadcrumb.
How's he getting on? Has he got any fights scheduled?
No, last I heard, he were living in an hotel in Luton and he's lecturing down there on good money. And then he goes back home at weekend. That's what I heard. If he's doing a bit of training down there. Listen, if Max wants to come on here, he can come on here. But Max needs to get that boxing stuff out of his head, doesn't he? So get it out of his head that he's going to be a professional fighter because he'll get hurt. He'll get hurt. And do training. Carry on with his job and be happy. So to me, he's happy. But he's not a boxer, is he? You know? He'll regret it, won't he? Saying he's going to do this and going to do that, I think. And Dennis will be like, yeah, okay, then, well, this is a date we've got. He'll regret saying he wants to be a boxer because when it's called upon to fight, if you're not ready, and you're ready all the time if you're in heavyweight, aren't you? Because there's no weight to make. There's a problem, isn't there? But he's a nice kid, he's loyal, and he's strong, bull strong, and he can crack harder than anybody around here. He can crack. If he hits you, you're going. He grabs you, he'll throw you in the air. He's a big, strong lump. But I don't think he's got that. You know, that heart, that killer instinct. So, and I think it's best that he don't box, and Julian thinks it's best that he don't box. Do you agree?
I ain't seen any footage, to be honest. But what I would say, above anything else, is that it takes immense courage to get in the boxing ring, no matter what the level, no matter what the talent.
And look what
and
he
we
did
have
when
a laugh and a joke. You said yourself, we all have a laugh and a joke on here, but there's always an underlying respect for any fighter.
Of course, listen. Max went to fight the Gypsy Kid in York, and there were 400 and odd of them, baying for his blood. He went on his own. And he walked out to the ring, and they were like trying to get at him as he walked out to the cage. And got in cage, brought this big travelling mush. So he needs respect, doesn't he? Needs respect. Right. It's Friday. Walkie loves a Friday. So I am off. You take care, Dale. Thanks for coming on. And I will see you soon.
See you soon.
Cheers, mate. Bye. That was Dale Nichols from Cannock, I think he lives. He's down that way. He's a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan. Bless him. Women love him, men want to be him, just like Kent. That's about it, really. We're going to go downstairs now and have a game of snooks. No pool, no snooker balls. And a cuppa. All right, peace out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment. We'll be happy. Have a good weekend.